The monolith is perhaps the most powerful and interesting structure in all of Worldbox. For a quick rundown, it can turn any basic boring creature like you see right here into a fully sapient human-like version that can form kingdoms, talk with each other, go to war, commit war crimes, genocide, you know, just like humans can. And they are one of the most fun things to play around with in this entire game. However, what would happen if you placed one just like that in a world full of a lava ocean? Well, obviously, I'm going to be answering that question right here today, as we are going to be following this monolith for the next 1,000 years just to see what's even possible with it. This is going to be absolutely insane, so let's get right into it and click unpause. There's not a lot going on, is there? Yeah, I should probably mention the reason why we're following it for 1,000 years is because this is going to take super long for anything to even happen, and there's honestly a chance that nothing might happen. So, you know, you've been warned. You can't be mad at me. But if we go into our custom world laws here, you will see that I have set up everything in a way to make the chances as high as possible for stuff to happen. Natural disasters being on will allow things like earthquakes and meteors to create new land where creatures can hopefully actually spawn in. Creatures that do spawn in will be ultimately pretty randomized by some of the traits I have in, which could be a terrible idea, but honestly, it just adds more spice to the video. Peaceful monsters means creatures won't try to, you know, kill each other as much, hopefully. However, you're gonna notice that the drop of thoughts world law is off, which this world law allows sapient human-like creatures to fall naturally and spawn in. With this off, that won't happen. The only way for sapient creatures to spawn in is by being near the monolith. And lastly, we'll change this later, but right now we're gonna have eternal lava on, meaning the lava will not cool off. But later down the line, we will actually turn that off and allow lava to begin cooling down, creating entire structures of land that creatures can actually walk on. It's gonna be absolutely sick. But as a few years pass, yeah, wow, this is absolutely riveting content. And if you've seen my content before, you'll notice that I've pretty much done this exact thing, you know, like 20 times before. But it's the classic Jackal strategy. Just take the exact same idea you've done before and change one slight thing, like putting a monolith in the middle, and it completely changes the entire structure of the video. It's actually pretty awesome. It's also an infinite content glitch too. But anyway, yeah, we don't exactly have a lot to talk about, so we're going to do a little time lapse till we are a quarter of the way done with the challenge. Which you're gonna notice I'm gonna go entirely with the Age of Chaos, which seems a bit counterintuitive for this challenge, but this will allow more natural disasters to happen, which hopefully means more land, and then we can focus on actually getting creatures later. Because if you're not exactly aware, yeah, I don't think a lot of creatures are gonna be living in this. So anyway, like I said, we're going to sim to year 250, and I'll see you guys then. And here we are at year 250. The world is looking very interesting, and you know, kind of staring at this whole thing for so long kind of made me realize that this whole map kind of looks like a giant cheese pizza, which is sick, but now it's kind of gotten moldy. Wait, moldy? Why is there green on the map? Oh, wait, there's trees now. That's actually awesome. Sweet. I'm not gonna question how there's trees. I think we should just ignore that. Some things are best left forgotten, especially because they are floating on nothing. Listen, guys, I know I have the Roots Without Borders world law on, but I think you're taking it a bit too far right here. But as for the rest of the world, you can obviously see some earthquakes go up, some go down, but either way, they are honestly looking really cool. Like, I have to say, just an inverse island full of palm trees next to a lava ocean just for some reason makes me think just hell yeah. But speaking of hell yeah, we actually have 4 whole creatures in this world. You know, honestly, we all know what they are. Let's just check. Yeah, they're crabs. Yeah, they're all crabs. They're just chilling down here over in this island. Hopefully they spawn on other islands, including maybe this one right here in the middle, which conveniently hit right next to near the monolith. So if any crabs spawn in, you know, they could waddle on over and, you know, possibly maybe get hit by the monolith. And there's also been 3 total deaths. Where could that have come from? Oh, I don't know why I expected something different. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay. But anyway, as you can tell, that's pretty much all that's going on here. It's not a lot for now, but we're going to finally turn off eternal lava, meaning now that these pools of lava will eventually begin cooling down, connecting these islands to each other, and probably getting the monolith into the game. But along with that, we are going to switch this calendar to be pretty interesting. I know it's kind of a jumbled mess, but it's going to be a mix of the Age of Chaos, the Age of Tears, and the Age of Wonders. Chaos will mean more land, Tears means more lava cooldown, and Wonders hopefully means more creatures spawn in. So that's kind of what we're going for here. So now we're going to simulate to halfway of our goal, which will be year 500. And here we are at year 500. I'm not exactly sure how I missed it by 2 years. I was quite literally just staring at it go past 500 while my brain was kind of off. Whatever, man. But as we can see, the monolith has absolutely come in clutch here. As another earthquake hit right near it. It's still there, right? Yeah, we're good. But as we can see, 2 full crab kingdoms have been able to develop. However, there is only 4 people. But still, that's a lot better than nothing, as our world is looking really interesting now. The Age of Tears has both cooled down a ton of the lava, but I also forgot that it would make all of these void tiles turn into water, making this world look just absolutely super cool. I mean, look at this island right here. This is absolutely sick. However, our 2 kingdoms, I wouldn't exactly say are very prosperous. Our first kingdom of Beaker here has the monolith and a campfire, and that is quite literally it. And even worse is the kingdom of Bach over here, which also has a campfire, and its only tile of land is pretty much in the ocean. But after all that, that is it. Our world looks sick as hell now, but we can't really do anything else. There have been 59 deaths, mostly burning. I expected that. But 2 explosions, which is odd, and then 3 creatures eaten. Well, we only have crabs, so you all know what that means. And we don't even have hunger on either, so we're just doing it for fun, which makes me even more upset. But now we are going to simulate to year 750, 3/4 of the way there, and let's see what the world looks like then. And here we are at year 750, right in the middle of the Age of Chaos, and I am noticing a bit of chaos because even as our world gets greater, remember it's back to the beginning of the video when I turned on the world laws that kind of randomized everything. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of explosions up here, and the ones watching who are not new to my channel kind of know what that means. Honestly, this area over here looks absolutely awesome, but hey, let's look on these crabs. What's up with them? Oh no. You see what I'm getting at here? You would think I'm just planting them in the videos at this point, but for the 8th billionth time, explosive crabs are back. But they haven't done so much yet. There's like 50 of them, and they're mostly contained up here. But honestly, they are making the world look pretty sick, as now these palm trees have literally expanded over the cooled down rock, making the world look absolutely awesome. I can't even lie. And we still have our 2 kingdoms somehow, and they are existing. I think that's the only word I can really use. This kingdom literally hasn't changed, and this one has a couple more people, and that is literally all. Yep, of course, more earthquakes have happened. Like I said, more lava has cooled down, trees have spread, and I'm not going to lie, that is quite literally it. We still have 310 deaths. It's tradition. How did they do that? Okay, no more cannibalism. Wow, that's actually very impressive. I'm like genuinely shocked from that. 86 burning to death, which is actually surprisingly not that many, and 219 from explosion. And also 2 deaths from water. Are you kidding me? But anyway, we're not going to touch a thing. We're going to continue watching this simulate as we finally go to year 1000. And here we are at year 1000. What a journey, but honestly not too much change from the last time lapse. Somehow the explosive crabs actually got contained or stopped dying or whatever. Thankfully, meaning that they haven't ruined this video yet. I guarantee you if I kept going, they would take over the world. Our two crab kingdoms here are doing the exact same. There is literally no difference at all. But just look at how little lava is left in the world. It's actually crazy if you think about it, considering this is what the world looked like at the start. Just a giant cheese pizza. And now we have this. I would not eat this. The fact that this monolith right here, which was trapped in the middle surrounded by lava, now looks like this is absolutely crazy. Like, if I showed anybody this without context, they would probably be pretty confused, but they wouldn't be able to tell that it was originally surrounded by lava, if you know what I mean. And that is pretty much all. If you're still watching at this point, clearly I entertained you somehow, so I'd appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe. And also join my Discord too, it's pretty fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Farewell.